Hello and welcome to Stammerun with me, John. So today we're on the road as it was. This is the night before the 100k ultra marathon for Action for Children, and I had a little bit of a mishap. So the original hotel that I booked, it is now about 10 o'clock at night. It's 10:30 at night. And I went to the hotel, and apparently they overbooked and basically just said to me that we can't help you, so basically just tough. So then I had to go and find another hotel, and thank God just around the corner there was another hotel, so we nearly had a mishap there. So, and what I've tried to do is I've packed light. There are sort of options for these events where you can kind of take more bags and kind of do things and sort of have them towards the end, but I've sort of opted for the light option. So I'm basically decided to pretty much wear what I'm going to run in tomorrow. So I'm not going to run in this top tomorrow. I'm going to run in, I've got my kit over there. So I do have my kit, and I've got all the important bits. So in terms of footwear, I have opted, because I originally thought that I could run in 2 pairs of shoes and take 2 pairs of shoes with me, but I want the pack as light as possible. Now I've got all the essentials in there, and we can look at that in a second. But I've decided to go for 1 pair of shoes, and there are going to be some trail routes on there as well. So I'm pretty much going to give an ultimate test to the Hoka Rocket X 2s. So these are what I've picked, and the reason why I picked these is because I find these super comfortable. They don't hurt my knees. An option was to take the Caldera 6s, but what I found, and unfortunately as a lack of trust, is that they gave me some blisters, and I've taken them out since, and they just, I don't know, they are good, but I just wasn't confident. If I could have got them in the pack, then I would have got them in the pack, but again, I was just trying to keep the pack really, really light. So I've gone with the Hoka Rocket X 2s. So I'm hoping that they'll be the absolute correct choice. Now, again, I've kept everything light, so I've basically got on a pair of shorts I'm going to wear tomorrow, and then I basically just got some undershorts and then a top that I will wear. The only downside I did forget, and you're always going to forget one thing, or I will, is I forgot my running socks. I do have some running socks, but kind of like my favourite socks. So what I've done as well is kind of bought some snacks. So in my pack, and when you're thinking about marathons and longer races, so we're going to go through the pack and show you guys what I've taken. So I brought some water, so number 1, hydration, and I've got a water pack. So basically I've emptied it out and just bought some bottled water. I'm going to fill up the pack with that tomorrow. There'll be enough, and there'll be enough for me to drink through this evening and through tomorrow. So in this pack I have this is some talcum powder. So I didn't want to bring the whole thing, and again, just trying to keep the weight down. So I'm going to plaster my feet with talcum powder tomorrow, and yeah, that's going to be a lifesaver completely. Now, in terms of nutrition, so I'm going to be very fortunate tomorrow. I think I'm coming down with something as well tomorrow, that there are rest stops. So I did have a lot more food in here, and it was getting to the point where it was getting quite ridiculous and quite heavy. So I decided to scale it back on the assumption that there's going to be stops every 25k, and there's going to be food there. However, what I have done is I've taken, so what I've got in here is I've got some gels. I've gone for some isotonic SIS gels. I just know that I'm absolutely okay with these. It's really important that you don't then change what you do when you kind of have something that's really that you can take and your body is okay with. Then I have got some little bars as well, so it's really important, I would say, that before you race, the evening before, so this evening, and a lot of it due to Crohn's as well, is that in terms of like food like fruit and anything with lots of fibre in it, you don't really want to eat it the night before because it's going to make you go to the toilet. So the last thing you really want to do the night before is eat loads and loads of fibre, and then the next day you can eat it when you're on the run, but you don't want it just before you go for the run. So I'd stay away from fibre. So you just want, you know, things like easy things to eat, like breads and that kind of stuff, and I'll go nuts and carbohydrates. So I've got a banana for tomorrow morning. I'm not going to eat that. I've got a head torch, so you have to get a head torch, so that's what I've got. I'm hoping that there's batteries in this thing because I think I might have forgotten to put batteries in, but there you go. That's jelly babies, so you know, for a sugar hit. So you should, in terms of the calories, you should really be consuming between 100 and 300 per hour. So it's really important to have your bars and your gels and things. So I've also got some flapjacks. I'm probably going to have this tomorrow morning. I know that I'm okay with that, so I don't know how many calories are in here, but that should be perfectly fine tomorrow to have with a banana. Also got a medical kit, which we'll go through in a second. So this in here, another bag in here. So this is a combination of BCAAs. It's a combination of creatine and beta alanine. So yeah, so it just means that this is going to be my sort of drink that I'm going to take tomorrow and take it in a bottle. So I do have an empty one there as well, so I'm going to put some of that and take that as well. That's the workout stuff. So I'll probably take a couple of scoops every, I don't know, 10 miles or something, just to see how I feel tomorrow morning. Pretzels, because you're going to need the salt, and you know, pretzels are, for me anyway, are quite easy to eat. And there's a couple of more bars and things in here as well. So you've got another sort of oat bar and another kind of handy bar as well there. And on these longer runs, it's really important, and they ask you to take a battery pack as well. So I've got spare battery for the Insta360, got a charge cable and a battery as well. So a portable one as well. So this thing's huge. So I can stay in touch and do whatever I need to do. And there are two things really where I feel that tomorrow I'm concerned about is, number one is hydration. Is really quite key, that you, even if you don't feel thirsty, you drink, because you don't want to get to the point of thirst, because if you do, it's already too late. Now I've got some hydration salts as well, as long as the creatine and the BCAA mix, which is fine. But in terms of your electrolytes, which are really, really important, I have in a bag here, I have some rehydration salts. So I can quickly pull these out of the bag, stick them in some water, ready to go. Blister plasters, absolute blisters. So tomorrow morning before I leave, I'm going to literally cover my feet with blister plasters. Now, I've been reasonably informed by the other half, because she wears heels, that Compeed are the best ones to get. So I've got some Compeed plasters that are to prevent blisters. I also have some other kind of ones that I bought, and I've got some tape as well. So I am basically going to blister plaster and talc up my feet tomorrow. I've also got some pseudocreme as well, you know, just in case anything gets a little bit sore. So it just means that I can kind of prepare. So these are things that you don't really think about. I'm absolutely knackered as well. The bags underneath my eyes will show you that. So I've got to be up tomorrow at 4:30. Got to get up, prepare, start at 7 o'clock. So everything ready, and put it all back in my bag, and to make sure that I'm ready to go tomorrow. Now I'm going to go to sleep, and I will see you in the morning. See you soon.